Welcome back for more Dread Delusion. So, last time we began the hunt for the Red October. And we started the crawl through the slums. Well, we got under the slums and started the crawl through everything else. Now we continue that in our quest to hit the magic level letter. We have recently got the boots of making me move very, very, very quickly, which makes me feel like I'm playing a very different game. Or like I've just hit Athletics 100 in thing. I also feel like I'm probably never going to be hit by anything ever again unless I do dumplings. So. We're basically just gonna infinite slot. We do need to do more. We can already get round it by just putting more points into Guile. Actually, hang on. Why don't we do that? Okay, do what I want. Is this the lift? No keys necessary this time, Professor. I have applied the lesson of my inclusive struggle with the auto coach to this recalcitrant elevator, and it proved no match for Caxton Frost, Horace Metcalf. When you throw the lever, we shall soar like dragonflies up to the highest peaks of the metropolis, or possibly be catapulted. If I've misjudged and I've lost the velocity, blow me, this is exhilarating. Well, that's where we're going. We're just going to do a bit more exploration first and see if there's anything we missed, because we might find cool new booties. Like the ones we've got, which, Jesus Christ, the speed. This is exhilarating. Oh my god, there's a ghost. Why are people afraid to come here again? Oh, that's right. That's right. The radiation stroke, dying bit. That's him there. This is where we came from, right? Yeah, this is where we came from. That's where we're going. There was a thing over here. So, what is up here? Give me a second, I'm scratching me here. Right, where were we? No, I see things smart. So let's try to. I'll take the money that was there and we'll keep going. So. Embryon Vault Key. An ornate heavy key with a note wrapped around it. The note is hastily scrawled in Old Embryon. You can only make a single word: Sky Realms. I'm gonna go on a limb and assume that that is a key that opens the random door. That random thing floating. No, this is right. Strange house. We've got the embryo open. I don't know, I'm sure it's fine. You found another lift. Looks like the shaft leads back to the coach house. Use it if you need to resupply, but try not to linger. We've got a ways to go yet. Last I saw, Frost was repairing an elevator to the base of one of the giant towers. If it works, that should get us to where we need to go. Which already knew because we found him already. Auto weapons we never ever use. I made these slums my bitch. And up we go. Okay. Oh, sorry. Don't be falling. Falling even. And teleportation. My friend said such amazing skills. See that tallest tower over yonder, Confessor? I've scried an auto coach at its peak that should take us to the cradle. Be careful making your way across. These platforms look awfully unsteady. It's a long way down, eh? You can see it there. Where's my scary RBF friends? Be like you, bouncy. Let's where we're going. It's gonna run over this way a bit first. Instantly rewarded by more Imbrian ore. Yay. If only we can get all the iron ore we would otherwise need to go with it. I mean, how much iron ore have we got at the moment? A lot of beer. Yeah, 5. Right, cool. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we could sit there and look at building the great sword if we wanted. I hear that it's great. It wouldn't lie to us, that'd be false advertising. I like the fact that I do all this running around and suddenly, friends just sort of jumped here. Ross is craning his neck to examine the automated ceiling. The markings are intriguing, elaborate, yet entirely abstract, and no apparent representation of figures or scenes. Perhaps the Marines held mathematics or geometry in higher respect than myth. No doubt this pattern had some ritual significance. Or it's wallpaper, dude. Or a machine made it. As evidenced by the fact that the machine made it. The chain blades, or the revving of them, does give you slight flashbacks to Fire Warrior. There was a lines, when the High Confessor, basically gives the fail not the Emperor" speech. Very, very much throwback to the old, back to the old Chaos Gate, the original. 98. What a year for gaming. Right. To the cradle. Oh, none of my friends are joining us. Slightly looks around, looks live, and it slightly looks like some sort of cannon to me, but whatever. And we have popped off this thing. Teleportation ensues. Well, here we are at last, the cradle. Looks like no alehouse I've ever seen. This platform should take us inside. When we get to Valley, you can do the talking, Confessor. I reckon that's the best chance we've got. If she sees the rest of us, she'll only want to talk with her swords. What with us being mutineers and all. I'm guessing your superiors want you brought in quietly, but if things go south, and I'm betting they will, we'll have your back. There may only be a handful of us, but we've faced tough odds before. I'll talk Valorant coming quietly. Oh, I hope it'll be that easy, Confessor, for our sake and for Vela's. Just know that if she tries to slit your throat, we'll be ready to jump in. Oh my, this cradle really is enormous, isn't it? I am sure even the stonemasons who built our endless mausoleums would break a sweat to see the sight of this. Moving on behind him, it's not. Price is staring at the cradle in silent awe. His former exuberance stopped dead in its tracks. Please forgive my ineloquence. I find myself quite overcome. What's the matter? He pauses for a while he mulls his words. In matters of religion, Confessor, I am my father's son, and my mother's, for that matter. Apostates to the end. They fled their homeland rather than truckle, it should be truck, with any god. But this place, the power, the industry, the knowledge that its existence represents, I find no other way to describe it, word for it, but holy. Is this what the devout feel towards their gods? Being here makes my stomach churn. But make no mistake, my sword will swing true. If it were up to me, I'd rush Vela head on, give her no time to think before I clean her in two. But Basalt thinks we should hold back. Assess the situation while you two have a little chat, and loath as I am to admit it, the bastard's usually right. So we're actually going to do a couple of things here, because I also expect that we're going to go south, so we're going to drink some potions. Alright, run with the button to drink stuff. And we're going to stick on a fancy hat. As we all know, no one can resist my charms with my fabulous hat. And I'm not anticipating us doing any lockpicking in the immediate short term anyway. So we have another large section. Even the game really doesn't like me trying to run jump. Bella stands with poise, her commands booming through the chamber as dark Star mercenaries scurry at her beck and call. Him to approach silently. You creep towards Vela, your soft steps muffled by the clamour. You're nearly close enough to intervene when her head slumps around, her eyes fixed upon you. Those I've come to. Silence! Bella's voice cuts the air, her piercing gaze meeting your own. An intruder here? We're leagues under the Sky Realms, and a place as dangerous as it is inhospitable. You must be incredibly incapable or extremely stupid to follow me here. She squints. Hold on, you're that whelp who had the gall to approach me on the blinding light, aren't you? A thin smile spreads across her lips. My, you've had quite the journey, Inquisitor. I almost didn't recognize you. But you must have had help. She ponders a moment. Only Orlaith saw the map that led here. She wouldn't have decided to come here on her own, so Basalt must have convinced her. And if he was putting a team together, Caxton Frost would be on top of the list. Maybe the Duchess as well. She shakes her head. Then it can't be just Basalt leading this. He'd never have joined the Inquisition without persuasion. It can only be... You don't deny it? She grins. So a pack of traitors, led by a fledgling Inquisitor, have come to nip at my heels. Tell me, just what are you hoping to achieve? To put an end to this, Vela, you must stop this madness. Madness? Ha! Is that what they claim? It is the people of the Sky Realms who have lost all sense of reason. I only seek to put things right. She gestures at the aberrant being that fills your vision. This extraordinary entity will be our salvation. It will mend our broken world and abolish the evils of humanity. All we need is to awaken it, and we're so nearly ready. What is that thing? Some would call it a god, but it would be to diminish its power. For the gods are of this world and are bound by its rules. This being is of the void, the non-space of pure creation, where time and space act in mysterious ways. We know not whether the Embrians plucked it as a whole from that realm, or wove its corporeal flesh from void stuff. Regardless, in the ancient Embrian dialect they called it an angel, after the mythical creatures of the Middle Age here. Sorry, of Middle Age lore. How is it so powerful? Reality is formed from the semiotics of cipher. It is the language that flows through all things, the truth behind the illusion that dances before our eyes. With study, we may learn to alter its flow, its rhythm. We may tweak a word here, adjust a sentence there, but this is the basis of all magic. And we cannot what we cannot do is alter the language of cipher itself. There are strict rules by which we must adhere, absolute and unbreakable limits upon what is possible. But this entity that stands before us, being of the void, it is fundamentally separate from our laws, and has the power to change the very essence of reality. What are you planning to do with it? I'm going to change everything. The Emberines built this structure as an incubator for the angel. Had they succeeded in awakening it, their tyranny would have enslaved the world for eternity. We're fortunate that the lesser evil occurred, for in stirring the angel, they caused the world rend, and nearly obliterated all of existence. But we have learned from their mistakes. We will use the angel to turn this world into a heaven, where every soul is free and equal. You could spark a second apocalypse and destroy what's left of our world. Over the past few years, I've recruited some of the most accomplished cipher scholars alive. With the correct warding, we will prevent a syntax cascade. Of this we are almost certain, and regardless, is the reward not worth the risk? What's left of this world is barely worth saving, but I would elevate us to something nobler than history has ever known. Her eyes glint as they look into your own. You see, Inquisitor, there is such beauty in us, such majesty, such potential. I have sailed the sky realms and seen such wonders. Nay, not the void obelisks of El Safara, or the 1,000 spires of Bayonne University. I have seen the nuns of the vagrant hospice, tending to their enemies. I have seen a man give his life to the blood barons of Terran, so that a stranger might live. I have seen a child recently orphaned, her face speckled with blood, offer me the last of her bread. But wherever my sails have taken me, I have seen the hopes and dreams of the common folk crushed by oppressors, be they Union, Wiccan, or otherwise. Everywhere I go, the poor writhe in the mud, so that the rich may sleep in silk. Once I thought my sword could right the wrongs of the world, the morals and ethics could guide my blade, but I've seen too many skyships burn, and too often breathe the stench of human flesh to believe that still. In truth, I had lost hope until I had a vision of an angel. Through the oniric interface of an Emberine map, I realized then what could be achieved. The address on the word ring just to give bread to the four. Her stare gains a fire intensity. I would empower us all so that every peasant stands equal to their lord. I would blunt every sword, shatter every cannon, so that not a drop of blood would spill. She looks down, her expression suddenly vulnerable, and I would banish death itself, so that no heart would ever be broken. This will be our heaven, and soon we will have it. You're taking away our freedom to fight for something, even to die. Freedom? What freedom do we have? Here in this broken world, just because we can hack each other to pieces, it does not mean we are free. And besides, anyone would be able to leave if they wished to dissipate their essence to the void. Along with their mind's eye, they could do so. Very soon, I will awaken the angel. Not out of greed or selfishness, but for the betterment of the Sky Realms and its people. What of your late sister, Isabel? Bella glares at you with a newfound fury. How dare you mention her name? You know nothing of her soul, of my family. Isabel she meant more to me than... Bella closes her eyes for a long moment. Isabel and my mother burned alive in my father's mansion. That Isabel was taken so young, and I alone should live, speaks plainly of the injustice of this world. Am I wrong for wanting to change that? Don't speak for all, many oppose you, even your own former dark stars. They are traitors. All. If only they had listened instead of, I didn't wish for them to die. Swallows, trying to find her composure. I'll admit, my motives are more complicated, and my methods... She gives you a twisted, almost regretful smile. Had I done this for any lesser cause, I'd be a monster. Awaken the angel. I don't care if the preparations aren't complete. We have run out of time. Her eyes return to you. I'm terribly sorry about this. I wish there was another way, but there isn't. The coming days are crucial. Now that it's awake, we have many delicate rituals and cipher wards to enact, and you cannot be allowed to meddle in such a momentous endeavor. So I'm afraid this is a goodbye. We will not meet again. From behind you, you hear Jack Basalt yelling at the top of his lungs, Vela, no. A valiant effort, human. The words ring through your throbbing head. Oh, I was so close. Do not be disheartened. Vela's blade has cut down many foes more powerful than yourself. And once again I have plucked you from the jaws of death. One of many times, I might say. Though there is no shame in that, you have performed your task admirably. But confronting Vela again will prove a formidable challenge. The Embryon craft she has commandeered will not be so easily assailed a second time. To fight your way through, you will surely need my assistance. Identity records exchanged. These void seal shackles are bound with Vela's magic. Only by her hand and her death will I be freed. I am placed my trust in you, human. I don't want to let you down. Now make your way to the High Confessor. I believe she wishes to speak with you. This is only the second time we've died in this game, and it is quite literally for plot reasons. Oh, Lord is there. An authoritative voice booms from the ship's sound relays. You assume it belongs to Admiral Kalus of the Union Navy. It is simply out of the question. Need I remind you, High Confessor Kerr, that your position of authority in this tribunal is in spite of your numerous crimes against the Union, most of which were committed alongside Vela herself. I care not if you send an incorrigible band of felons to find my daughter. Considering your history with Vela, I cannot in good conscience allow you or your lackeys anywhere near her. So you will use that dilapidated old relic of an airship to hold the flank. You will not interfere with this operation, which is solely in the hands of the Episode Union Navy. You are dismissed. That insufferable fool, of all the people responsible for this nightmare, he is hardly blameless. If he had just been a father to Vela when she needed one. A loud clang rings out from the coffin, and now he would beat her at her own twisted game. They want to steal it, Confessor 17. The Navy wants the cradle for themselves, so the Union's subjugation of the Sky Realms is absolute. I thought you were on the Union side. Never. I despise those loathsome bastards, but I sing along to their tune to keep myself from a prison cell, same as you. Besides, this is the only way I can stop Vela. That's all that matters to me now. I suppose I will have to hold the flank, just as Admiral Kalus demands, but it is too late and with too much at stake to rock the boat now. There must be a way. There is always a way, Confessor. We have a card to play yet. While you are off getting yourself killed, the rest of your team managed to escape the Underlands aboard the cutter, thanks to Frost's repairs. As you've no doubt noticed, the Cradle has made its ascent to the Sky Realms. The Union Navy, finally realizing the gravity of the situation, showed up in full force. But they can't punch through the Cradle's defensive shield. Some sort of highly advanced embryon tech so for the moment they are at a stalemate. All we have to do is slip past both, pilot the cutter, and sink your strike team past the largest fleet in the world, and through the impenetrable Embrian shield to stop the most dangerous person alive. What could be simpler? How would we get past the fleet? In its current state, the cutter would be detected at once by the Navy's aeronautical wizards, but Caxton Frost has an idea. There are legends of an ancient Embrian skycraft, a phantom vessel able to break any barrier, to evade any pursuit, said to be wrecked in the World-Rend, never to be seen again. Many have searched for the crashed vessel, without success. Scryers find nothing or suffer apoplexy. The Union Navy considers it merely a myth. Frost believes otherwise. There were rumors of a particular island with an Embrian wreck that has been drifting through the sky realms. That very island is straight into the Oneiric Isles. Search the most distant islands of the Oneiric Isles and find whatever power it is that hides the wreck from scrying minds. Then you might slip past the Navy blockade. So to actually get to those islands, you cannot pilot the cutter, as Frost needs to modify it before your assault on the cradle. No, it seems you will need your own airship. Take this writ of permission. It will help you bypass the bureaucratic nightmare of purchasing a vessel from the Winged Merchants Guild. As far as the hefty fee you will no doubt be required to pay, I cannot help you. Our coffers are empty, I'm afraid. And take this time to make sure you are fully prepared for the fight ahead. I do not think the situation will resolve anytime soon, and assaulting the cradle will be no easy task. Now you should get going. I have my own troubles to attend to. Troubles. Oh, it's a rather delicate matter, if I'm honest. Your help would be appreciated. As you've no doubt noticed, there are tensions between this tribunal and the wider Union. Both the Navy and my Inquisition superiors have begun to question my loyalty to the cause. So they've asked me to issue a command they know I will find disagreeable. There is a small house in the western forests of Hallowshire, where our ancients have settled upon a certain godlet. A tiny stunted god would be of little significance, only my superiors know that in years past, it was in my care, that I was fond of the thing. This is not the time to arouse their suspicions. You must go to this godlet. You must slay it on my orders, and then we will continue as normal. I got this goblet. Doesn't matter, Confessor. They are the shriveled, pathetic forms of diminished gods. There have been thousands scattered around the Skyrim since God War. The Inquisition destroys more of them every day. This one is no different. Okay. Thank you, Confessor. Remember, you will find it in the western forest of Hallowshire. Take this Void Scalpel. Use Void Steel. Only Void Steel can harm a god. Use it to slit its throat. Or I can do that. Cool. Well, we still be cursed. We do still be cursed. That's kind of annoying. Anyway, what we're gonna do is. Confessor, what can I do for you? I'll get going. We are going to just sort of finished chapter 2 of the game, and we're about to move into chapter 3, I would say. I'm going to drop out here and take a break, and we will come back the next time. Thank you for watching, as we'll now start to explore the Isles in our own time. Thank you for watching. See you next time.